button. All right, that's working. And now let's hit that go live button. All right, we are live, and only Lulu is on the line because Venison's computer is not working, and Brian hasn't called in yet, which means I can't show you this really cool thing, which is that if I hit this button, you could see two of me. There are two of me now. You see one of me up in kind of the upper left area of the screen, and one of me in the lower right area of the screen. So there's two of me on the stream screen.
I only see one of you.
Right.
Oh!
And speaking of seeing double, we have Venison on the line.
Yeah, fuck Team Talk, piece of shit. Damn, man. I even went out and got, downloaded the client from the webpage, reinstalled it, turned it on, and it complained about some kind of missing DLL. It won't fire up.
There's one on every show, people, and this is ours. Venison, who's still with us on the Skype. But we got Lulu in the Team Talk, which means I can move her around the stereo field. And Brian.
Yes.
And instead of seeing two of me, now in the Team Talk they see just purely my camera. But I grab the camera feed and put it into OBS to stream. And if Brian were here, I'd grab his camera feed and put that on there as well, so you can see me and Brian simultaneously. No more of this flickering back and forth bullshit that the YouTube Hangouts used to do. But Brian's not here yet, so it's just capturing my window again. So you see two of me. We're going to turn off the second me and just put nice, beautiful blackness down in that corner there. Now, eventually, maybe someday, actually very soon because it's on order, we're going to get me, Brian, and Lulu all on cameras. And Venison in a picture in which he is wearing pants, because we'll buy. Maybe we can get some money together and we'll buy Venison a webcam and pants, and we'll get a package that has pants. And the webcam is under the pants, so he has to take the pants out of the box before he gets to the webcam. And
what's wrong with underwear?
There's nothing wrong with underwear
And pants.
just as long as you're not on cam. So welcome to the 2020 edition of our show, which as soon as I bring up the right folder, we will have to open this up as we do in true show style. Because once again, it's time for everyone's favorite internet radio show.
Insert title here.
The internet show that changes names so frequently, we just went ahead and put a placeholder in. We're going to fix that in post. One of these days, when we sell the box set, we're going to go back in and we're going to fill every instance of that with the actual show name. I promise. Would I lie? Would I lie about that?
Yes.
Trust me. It's going to be huge. The show name's going to be huge. I would never lie.
Okay, Mr. Trump.
Only when my lips are moving. Anyways, it is now the first show of 2020, and I gotta say, you didn't miss out on much last week, because last week, Gators was not a merry man. I came in to do the set up do the tests thing, had the meeting, and I was not a merry man.
I am not a merry man.
No, I was not. I had an interesting day last Monday. And I thought I would have at least until I turned 50 before I had to worry about this. But no, it starts at 40. But at least I bounced back after a few days. So I woke up Monday morning, and I blame the cat for this. Because I woke up Monday morning kind of half crooked across my bed, half not crooked, with the cat between my legs. So at some point the cat snuggled in and my body like moved in a certain position, but only part of it did because I didn't want to kick the cat in my sleep. Apparently I'm alert enough in my sleep to not kick the cat, which is good. The cat certainly appreciates that. Although sometimes as I'm waking up, I kick the cat. There's that little window of time where you're waking up and you just kind of make a flailing motion, and then you hear the thump of the cat hitting the floor, and it's like, oh, sorry. And then the cat jumps back up on the bed, gives you a dirty look, and snuggles right back in for more. And then waits for you to go back to sleep. and then it's on and revenge is enacted. I don't know what that revenge is. It hasn't happened yet, knock on wood. Anyways, point is I was a little sore in the back when I woke up last Monday morning. Just a little soreness in the back. And I was like, that's fine, whatever. Shake it off. I go into work. And I'm feeling a little more sore in the back. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to be careful how I move and how I sit. And I sit in my chair, and I go to lean back. And I'm like, okay, that's a little more painful than normal. I'm not going to lean back. I'm going to have to sit straight up and not actually, recline back in my chair today. And just, make sure that I don't injure myself. And then I had to go walk to the conference room for a meeting. And I'm walking towards the conference room, and I'm looking at the chair in the conference room. And all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to make it to that chair because walking is hard and God damn it does my back hurt. I'm like, I make the last few steps and I gingerly sit down in the chair slowly. And this one guy sitting in the conference room goes, how you doing? Like, fine. You don't look so good. I'm like, yeah, my back's bothering me. He goes, I found physical therapy helps with that. I'm like, well, this just happened. I haven't quite figured this out yet. I'll be fine as long as I don't have to move. And of course, after the meeting ended, I had to get up and go back to my desk, and I was at a point where I could get up and I could walk, but it was very uncomfortable. And if I moved in the wrong way, it was very painful. And it was bad enough that I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, how am I going to get myself home unable to move? And I did. I managed to nurse it through the day, sit and do as much as I could sitting and move around as little as possible. And I managed to kind of just take it slowly and get myself out the building and walk a few blocks to the train station and got myself onto the train. And I sent my wife a text and said, I'm going to need you to meet me at the train station to drive me home. and do we have any Icy Hot? And I found out what Icy Hot does. It makes it instead of having just back pain, you have a feeling of numbness on your skin and back pain. So that's what Icy Hot is good for. Although I suppose Liam would say I was doing it wrong. I think the point of Icy Hot is you put it on your balls and then you forget about the pain in your back. So yeah, that was my Monday. So Tuesday, I woke up. I did not sleep funny that night, and I actually felt better Tuesday morning, but I still felt it. So I worked from home on Tuesday, and Wednesday I was fine, and by Thursday I was back to my old self again. So yay, I guess. I guess it's a good thing that 2 or 3 days I bounced back, but holy shit, I threw out my back. What's that about? I should not be throwing out my back.
I did that once too when I was working for that trucking company, and I still had to work.
Ooh.
That's actually very normal for your age.
And my age, No, this was like 30 years ago.
Well, at Venison's age, it's like, oh my God, I didn't throw my back out today. How did that happen? That's I
couldn't even
how did
lift
that
a
happen?
15-pound box.
Oh, sorry.
I couldn't even lift a 15-pound box. I had to go to wherever place I went and say, could you take this off of here? It's your mail. Come get it.
So Mookie writing in, I paid good money for these tickets from a scalper. He said I'm on the front row. Finally, the doors open. I can find my seat for the show. The opening sequence of the show should always begin with a discussion on Venison's lack of pants.
Next
Pretty
week,
much.
That seems to be a running theme on this show. Venison's lack of pants. And you know what?
I'll take care of that next week.
We probably should have a donation contest. Like, where once a year we raise funds for the show, and we could have people that donate towards Venison having a webcam, and we have a group of people that donate towards Venison not having a webcam, and we see what wins, you know?
Would you rather?
Would you rather...
People should write in with their pants. What type of pants are they wearing?
I wear sweatpants with pockets. It wasn't easy finding sweatpants with pockets. It wasn't hard either. But they don't make them anymore, so now I can't order a second pair. So I don't know how I'm going to wash these.
They're fucking sweatpants. You can buy them anywhere, asshole.
No, I wanted, but these pair are comfortable, so I wanted to buy the same thing. So I went to my Amazon shopping history, and I brought up the same pair, and they don't make them anymore. So I'm rolling the dice if I buy another pair of sweatpants. Who knows what I'm going to get? But 5-Hit Dune writes in about the back thing. 2 words, work related. We're gonna have to restart the show and erase all recordings of this. So I was crawling under the desk to hook up a computer for part of the Windows 10 migration when all of a sudden I heard this sound come from my back, which was the sound of it breaking. That's how it happened. Mookie wrote
No.
Mookie writes in, I thought you ingested Icy Hot. Have I been doing it wrong? I didn't try that, so maybe that would have worked better.
No. I told you to get the Tiger Bomb, ass.
You know what? I went to sleep that night, and I woke up the next morning feeling better, so I didn't pursue any other options at that point because I just knew I just need to take it easy, and I was on the road to recovery. Venison is lying to the people now.
Well, if you ever get into a bad predicament with a dead body, just remember you can put Vicks rubbing stuff underneath
Vapor
your
rub?
nose.
Okay.
Or vapor rub. Or Tiger Balm underneath your nose, and it'll stop the smell of decay hitting your nose.
Yeah.
I know this firsthand.
I
I know this firsthand.
I'm just going to back away slowly from this conversation. I'm going to go back over here with Venison and his lack of pants. And,
Well, it is still warm in here. I can take them off.
No! Then we will need the vapor rub on our noses.
man, you're in California, he's in Ohio. That's got to be some mighty powerful ball stench to travel that far. Moving right along.
With the wind we're having,
Hey,
yes.
I washed them last week.
Oh.
Last week. Wait a minute. So you back up your computer on a daily basis, but you wash your balls on a weekly basis? Priorities, man. Anyways, so Happy New Year, and now we gotta.
They smell good.
We gotta. I don't think ever in the history of human language has a sentence about balls smelling good been uttered in all seriousness. Acceptable, passable, not bad, okay, tolerable. These are the words that describe how the balls smell at best.
You do realize that you can piss on a pregnancy test, men can, and if it comes up positive, you have testicular cancer.
There is that. Meanwhile, we should try to track down our very own Brian Blues, whose thing has turned green, which means his computer's probably coming up. So hopefully that means he's getting ready to enter the team talk room, because surely he remembers everything we taught him last week.
That's a no.
And he's joining.
come on.
And he's joining the Skype call.
And do
Yes, because he's Brian.
I bet you searched that one site. ...
So, hello, Brian.
Hey.
Hey. So is this
Sorry.
is this the call to let us know that you're bringing Team Talk up?
No, actually, I've been trying to put it up for the last 5 minutes, and it seemed to connect. I could see the sound bar bouncing around like crazy. So I'm connected, but I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. What the crap?
So you are connected. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. I think we're in the lobby.
Yes.
In the
yes,
lobby?
We are.
What you doing in the lobby?
I don't know why. You know what? I was so distracted setting up. We've been hanging out in the lobby. So I'm going to...
Well, how do I get to the lobby?
Well, when you first join the Team Talk server, you usually land in the lobby, and then we go into the amateur hour room. Unless you set yours to automatically go in the amateur hour room. And maybe that's why you didn't see us.
Of course, that's what we
Let's all
we talked
go
about
to the
doing.
lobby.
All right.
Let's all go to
All right.
the
Well,
lobby.
I'm gonna move into the I moved my video into the room, and now I'm gonna come back over to this window. And Lulu, I'll see you over in the amateur hour room.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, it's called Amateur Hour Room or just Amateur Hour?
It's called Amateur Hour.
Okay, because my settings said Amateur Hour Room. Remember last time we were goofing about that and...
Well, this time I'm watching the window, so I'm looking for you.
Okay, now I am connecting. And there's everybody. Hang on.
And it's okay. So that was my fault.
Okay, I got rid of that annoying crap.
Why do I still hear you twice though?
Well, I haven't disconnected from Skype.
Oh, I see.
That's stereo.
It's stereo. I just need to pan it properly. All right. So
That's your fault. Okay. All right.
Typical.
Yes. Incidentally, if you're into comedy, and I know that you are, you got to be watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime. It is a lot of comedy, a lot of silly drama.
I can barely hear him.
you are a little muffled. I notice you're not wearing a headset.
No, I am.
Oh, you're wearing a very different headset.
1, 2, 1. No, this is the headphone set I use with the.
Okay. All right. That is technically
Where's the
working.
sound coming from?
Yeah, that is working.
Poorly?
Well, we could boost your level. I think we could do that.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I think the slider with the microphone Although something's looping me back. Am I?
One,
You're
two.
you're looping me back.
This is awesome.
Welcome to the 13th.
The microphone is picking us all up. So
Seriously.
we hear ourselves after we hear ourselves in our head. Because
Okay, and I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not seeing the video. How the hell do I turn that up? This was easier before. How does it get worse?
I don't know, but we see you, and if you click on the video tab, you should be able to see me. If you see me in there, because my video is being sent, Lulu can see me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But see, this was why we did this all last week. Oh my God!
Right.
Why is it still looping me back? Is this the same headset you used last week?
No.
Told you Team Talk
Actually,
sucks.
I wasn't using any headset last week.
Oh.
I was
Okay.
just talking to the computer.
Huh. Well, the headset that you used to use, is that still like somewhere within arm's reach by any chance?
Yeah, I'll have to go to that.
But as you can
Oh,
see,
crapola.
we now have dual video, and and Lulu's ordered her webcam, and so we'll be able to make this like three equal panels, and Venison's picture over in the corner there. Now,
You know what's awesome?
what's awesome?
We got two boomers who don't know how to work electronics.
That's right, and we invented this shit. We're just too old and we forgot.
That is that is a great way to put it.
No, we know how to run it. It just won't run right.
Yeah.
That's right, because the
that.
every guy now they put everything in frickin' icons, but we have no idea what they mean.
So
Where's my goddamn headphones?
I'm sorry, people. We should have had 2 weeks of meetings before we came back.
That's right. And I should have got in early, but I was busy early.
Baby
so.
steps, it's baby steps. So
I think we're going in reverse.
Mookie writing in, I did not pay for these tickets to be stuck in a stinking lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Excellent.
Let's all go to the lobby.
All right. Oops.
And Mookie then writes in, is this how the sausages for sausages get made? And I think I've seen something like this on an old episode of The Twilight Zone. And, that's a picture. I thought Lulu was just good at being still. Yeah, she's
No,
a bit...
if I had a
Go ahead.
webcam, you would have been seeing me eat a TV dinner. While all this is going on,
She's
I'll just be munching.
She's practicing her ventriloquism act.
Oh yeah.
Oh, great. Now the video's locked.
Oh fuck Christ.
What videos? Oh, so you're watching...
Yeah, watching Twitch.
Okay.
Venison, your shit is just wrong.
Worked great yesterday.
No, Venison. You just wish it worked.
Oh, it did. Today's the 13th, so everything goes wrong on the 13th.
That's only on Fridays.
Not always.
All right, so now...
I have problems on Thursday the 12th. Fridays are usually okay.
Thursday
know
the
why.
12th. Well, you're just ahead of
I-
schedule.
Maybe.
I just have
Maybe
something
I'm in the wrong
going
time
wrong
zone,
each
right?
day.
I'm secretly Asian.
You're
Wait,
secretly Asian.
what? What?
Just because your wife is Asian doesn't make you Asian.
She's not.
I thought she was.
No. She's, shall we say, Scotch, Irish, and German.
God,
Well,
Mars used to say your wife was Asian.
I... Where did Mars get this idea from?
Fuck if I know!
Oh my god, we have to call Mars now and ask him about this.
Mars says that Brian's wife was Asian!
Oh my god, we're gonna have to... Mars, call in. We need you to explain this now.
If you see him on Skype, call him.
Well, I can't call him without putting you on hold. Oh wait, let's do that.
Oh, fine.
It won't let me add. Unless it actually is.
Oh!
Yeah?
He might be at the dentist.
Even better yet. I think the loopback stopped. Here's the best part. Sir Mars is lit up green, which means we are totally, like, ringing his, his phone right now. Possibly.
Oh, he's gonna hate us. Because
Yeah,
he was getting his teeth worked on today.
He's not picking up. He's not picking up, so we're going to join this back. And Brian, can you still hear us?
Yeah, I gotta switch my sound all around.
Okay, that's cool. This is cool.
Yeah, because it's using the speakers with a headset on it, so which means I really can't hear that well.
Okay, so we can hear you clearly,
Sound
but you can barely
defense.
hear
I don't
us.
know what that meant. Sound
Oh.
system input.
Video's back. I closed the email and now the video's back.
Yeah, see, it's your computer, Venison.
Piece of shit 7.
5-Hit
Piece
Dune,
of shit Team Talk.
5-Hit Dune says, I have a
No.
photo that says different and half his age. Oh, that's, you know what? That's where it came from. Because Brian helped us out with a project where 5-Hit Dune sent a plushy dachshund around the globe. And Brian helped with the international portion of it by taking it to Singapore and had some people pose for pictures with the dog. And we all
That's
thought
right.
that the young Asian lady was Brian's wife. Well, and by we all,
No,
I mean
no, she was
they
just
all.
a stranger on the street.
Yes, that is right. That is right. And speaking of strangers on the street, we have Sir Mars on the line.
Hello.
Hey, how your teeth doing?
I didn't go today. My niece is having a baby, so
Oh, she is having the baby.
yes, she's at the hospital right now. She started at I messaged my sister at 10 this morning, and I said what time because she was gonna pick me up, and if not, I was gonna take a lift over there. That's not a big deal. She goes, cancel the appointment. Your niece is at the hospital now. Do you remember? Ooh, do you remember what I said last night? I said, give her 10 hours and she will be at that hospital, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah, guess what happened in 10 hours?
She's at
she's
the
at the
hospital.
hospital.
Yes! Because my sister,
Ooh.
all three of my nieces were born 10 hours after a false alarm. 10 hours after the false alarm. So what happens is she had a false alarm last night about 10:50, and this morning she was in the hospital.
So she's got him trained. Just kind of give
Yeah,
a little 10-hour heads up. She just
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
That's
Great Uncle Mars.
And,
yes.
And you had to be there?
Of course he does.
Well, I'm not there right now. I'm at home, but I don't need to be there, but I will be there soon. I will be there in a little while, probably.
Oh, okay. So you're not visiting along with her. I mean, to me, an uncle doesn't have to do that.
I am the closest to the hospital of any of us, anyway. So, yeah, the hospital's right down the street.
So, anyways, Mars, rumor has it that you said something about Brian's wife being Asian.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
I don't think. Oh, you know why I said that? No, I don't know why I said that. No, I did not say she was Asian. I don't think. Did I?
You said that Brian's wife was Asian.
Hey, Brian, did you want an Asian wife?
Nope.
You never know, Brian.
No, one's enough. He doesn't need a second.
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay. You know what? She'll do your hair, she'll do your nails, your pedicure.
Okay, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not comfortable with this at all.
Haters. Anybody that knows California knows who is the one that does your hair and nails. Usually the Vietnamese.
I went to Great Clips.
You know what? I go down the street to Linda's hair and nails. Yeah, Asian. All Vietnamese, Filipino, they talk blah, 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 blah. Right in front of me. I have no idea what they're saying. You know what? It's fine. I don't care.
Mookie writes in, I've never heard someone confirm and deny something in the same sentence.
You know what? Brian wants a second Asian bride. Go for it, Brian. Go for it.
Sir Mars.
All right, we got Mars's blessing.
Wait a minute, second one.
Wait a minute. Sir Mars, you do realize that you are now officially the weird uncle.
I've been the weird uncle for 30 years, Venison. Excuse me. Venison?
Let's see. I mean, let's see. He's checking off all the boxes. Sailor Moon chat room.
Yes.
Cat girls.
Yes.
Internet radio show co-host.
I don't know what that's about. I
You know what that's about. You know what that's
By
about.
By the way, Venison, old man, 150 years. How's that?
Wow, that was generous.
Yes, I you know what?
You rounded it down.
Yes, I'm generous.
Yes, he fought in the Civil War.
Oh, yes, pretty much.
Right.
Alongside of me.
There you go.
Oh, dear. No, Brian, you're young and it's okay. You have 2 wives. It's all right. His wives, Brian. It's okay.
There we go. Well, I'm glad we caught you.
So my question is, Brian, which boat are you at today? Are you at the summer home or the winter home? Which one are you at?
Well, it's weekday home or weekend home.
I was gonna say, are you at the home you can watch the whales at, or are you at the home where it's a freezing?
I have big trees in the backyard.
Oh,
You
big
have
trees.
big trees in the backyard.
Wait, do you have a hammock? Do you have a hammock? You need a hammock if you have big trees.
I knew I was missing something. I need to
You
get
need a
one.
hammock, sir. What's going on here?
A banana hammock?
Banana.
I don't want to know. Lulu, if you want to talk about Brian's banana hammock, I'm leaving because I don't want to know.
But
Well, your name is also Brian.
How do you think he got 2 wives?
You know what? If he pulls his cards right, we can have 3. Enjoy.
There we go. So that I think we've cleared that all
No,
up.
sorry, I don't want to play Sister Wives.
We've cleared this all up now. We've straightened the whole thing out. I still think it was the pictures he sent to Dune that started this rumor.
I that's probably a good clue.
Yeah, I think that.
Although I wasn't in any of those pictures.
No,
Because I was behind the camera.
Right. Yeah, that's why you sent your wife to go hold the dog.
I'm serious.
Peyton
Did I
played-
have this? There were some shots from California. Was this other woman in that picture
No,
near the
no, I thought you
San Miguel mission?
No, I think you just sent pictures from Singapore and from Connecticut. I sent the pictures from San Fran.
No, this
No, it was
San Miguel downstate.
Oh, downstate.
it was pictures from Singapore.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that was the Asian lady. Yes.
Yeah, that's the only lady that I think we saw in pictures that I recall.
Okay.
I don't think your wife
Yeah.
made it to any of
And
the
Mars
pictures.
said that Brian
No, there's this
had
other
an
woman
Asian
that
wife.
was in pictures. I thought was in pictures
Oh,
when
maybe
I was at San Miguel.
that could be. Oh, let's see. Five Hit Dude was running in Yes with the fountain and his wife.
The Asian wife.
Again. No, yeah, that's in Singapore.
The Asian
Right.
wife. You left your Asian wife in
Asian wife.
Singapore.
Right. Well, she couldn't get the visa.
That sounds like that sounds like a sad love song. I left my Asian wife in Singapore.
Gee, oh, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
Mookie writes in, "This is why you sent your wife to go hold the dog is the worst punchline to a dirty joke ever." Now, one of the things that Dune learned from that experiment was that different people have different styles of doing things. Because he sent out very simple instructions, and which is basically take the dog out to go sightseeing with local sites, pose for a picture with the dog, and then send it to the next address. Now, he had to add some more detailed rules after the Shocker dudes started talking about, like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna take the dog to the strip club, yeah, and it's like, no, don't.
Fuck!
This is a gift for my wife. Don't take the dog. Now, the one thing that Dune didn't say in his list of rules was he didn't say, don't tie the dog to a drone and go fly it out over water. He did not say that. And so what did Video Vamp do? He tied the dog to a drone and flew it out over water. I did not see any local touristy things or scenery in any of these pictures, but the dog flew, and he did not pose for any pictures with the dog. Now Brian took the dog out to all the touristy places, even did write-ups about all the places. He got the gold star for that. But he didn't pose with his wife. He just sent the wife
And
out
I
by
wasn't
herself.
posing. I wasn't in the pictures either.
No, exactly.
I got somebody else too, where the dog was on its own.
Kristen and I were the only ones that did the shot with us with the dog. That.
Was this a real dog? I forget.
No, it was a kind of a stuffed animal. It was a really cute stuffed animal.
Little colorful wiener dog.
Yes, very colorful, cute wiener dog. And Five It Dune writes in, yes,
boy.
he nailed it. The photos, that is.
That opens up a whole new category of bad jokes.
Oh, did you know in Singapore and Taiwan it is custom to have strippers at a funeral?
I'm in
Really?
favor of this.
Yes, it is custom to have strippers at a funeral.
Well, you gotta send someone off with style,
Yes.
Ooh.
Now, do they give a lap dance to the deceased or anything like that? I mean,
No, they don't give lap dance to the deceased,
Well,
but they
of course not.
literally dance around the coffin.
I suppose
They
not.
have-
The deceased are notoriously bad tippers, but that's.
I'll show you, I'll give you an article of it.
Wookie writes in, makes you want to attend my own funeral. You'll be there. You'll be there right in the seat of honor.
Just don't be late.
Just don't be.
If they surround the coffin, count me in.
Now, my goal.
Were you sharing other screens there? Because I only see you, Johnny.
Yeah, well, I'm the only one that's got a camera. You and me are the only ones with cameras going. So yeah, that's all.
Oh,
yeah.
like I want to see myself. That's right.
I think you can set it
I
to
can see
your-
myself in the main picture. I got you blown up
Okay.
as a separate image.
Yeah, and
Detached, as it were.
Here
Yeah.
you go. It's in the Team Talk.
okay. Let me bring that up.
Can't wait till you get your camera. That would be fun.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
got it
yeah.
on order. So this is
Yeah, it was supposed to be here today. I should have picked it up today, but no, Walmart is a piece of shit and will wait until 8 o'clock for me to pick it up.
Oh, that sucks. I was gonna say we could blame it on FedEx, but no, it's pick up from Walmart. We can't blame it on FedEx. Let's see.
No.
Funeral strippers have existed since as early as the 1960s and 70s. At one point in time, these performers would even bare themselves completely, at least until public nudity laws enacted sometime in the 1980s banned it. Oh, this is why we can't have nice things.
Wait,
That's
hold
right.
on. This
Okay.
was sent to me 2 minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
Your pickup is ready.
So what's the round trip to
There we go.
Walmart?
On the way to Walmart.
You can Skype in from the phone and give the play-by-play. We can, wait online with you.
2 minutes ago.
Here
What
we-
gets me is it's difficult to get Walmart to send it to your home. You've got to go to some goddamn store to pick it up.
Yeah.
But then it's cheaper for them that way.
But
Right.
it was in store and I ordered it at noon. And it took
And
them this
Mookie, no, you're
long.
not.
It took them this long to say, yes, we have it and it's ready for pickup.
I remember one time I ordered noise-canceling headphones from Best Buy for pickup. And it was the day before I was going to fly. And, so I'm packing the bags and, pants, underpants, shirts, toothbrush. And I'm like, what would be really good for a plane? Noise-canceling headphones would be really good for a plane. Can I get those tonight? So I go to Best Buy and they have them in stock at the store. So I do the whole pick it up. I get the email like an hour later saying your headphones are ready for pickup. I go to the Best Buy. I wait on the line. I get up there and they're like, we don't have your order ready behind the counter. I'm like, but you sent the email that you had it ready. It's like, yeah, well, someone clicked the button, I guess because an hour was up and we figured we'd have it ready by the time you got here. And I'm like, okay, can you go get them? Well, we can't find them. Our computer says we have them in stock, but no one knows where they are. And they're not like in the back room. And we thought they were out on the floor somewhere. It turns out that they were on a peg hook in a display that they had moved to reroute the seasonally long lines because this is around the Christmas season. And I was actually standing like right next to them while waiting on the line to pick them up.
Oh, they're right
what
there.
The fuck?
So
Yeah, I was actually at Best Buy just before Christmas, and I asked if they had the Xbox One Star Wars, Fallen Jedi or whatever it's called.
mhm.
And he says, "Yeah, I got," because they had tons of them in boxes with consoles. The guy says, "Yeah, I'm sure I've got it. It's in the back room. I'll go get it."
Right.
And he was gone for a long time. And he comes back with a sad face. Sorry, we just had sold the last one.
Oh no.
Well, there was demand there. In fact, I think there was another couple that was there looking for that, and I think they were the ones that got it.
Oh, so you get the
I should have mugged them on the way out of the store, and it would have been
You could have been
it
on the
would have been
news.
cheaper.
Could have been on the news there.
That's right.
Uh,
Throw on the Jedi robes, right?
There you go. Mookie writes
But
in.
actually, I was at Walmart yesterday, and I bought. Actually, they had both the standard version and the deluxe version. They were both available, and they were actually cheaper than. Well, as cheap as Best Buy, but the Best Buy only had the deluxe. And I go, hey, I don't want all that deluxe bull crap, so I just got the cheaper one. So I have it, and I could show you right here if I had it in my hand, but I don't.
But you don't, so you can't.
It's in the other room.
Mookie ready
And
again?
my wireless mic has a wire to keep it charged because I haven't charged it in a long time. I'll figure the battery's dead.
Yeah, probably a safe bet there. Mookie writes in, I can see
I
everyone.
love it how this screensaver keeps popping in, and
We could set that.
while I'm
Do people still set screensavers?
Yes, I
because
do.
I leave my computer on all the time.
Well, I just set my screen to turn off.
I can't
did you
find
tell
my
me that?
aquarium.
Mookie
I
writes.
can't find my aquarium now.
Mookie
so
writes
I
in.
don't-
Mookie writes in.
What is Mo-
Mookie
What?
writes.
Mookie's-
Oh my God!
What is Mookie saying?
Oh, nothing interesting. You don't want to know.
So why is my Teen Talk beeping at me?
Oh, that's a feature. No,
Is it beeping on your side?
no, it's not. Is there any pattern to its beeping?
What is Mookie saying?
All right. Mookie wrote in, I can see everyone. Brian is
Yes,
not missing
probably
much. I kid. Then Mookie writes in, I've heard of justifiable homicide, so I suppose justifiable robbery is good too. And then Mookie writes in, why can't I have my moment? I swear, sometimes it's comical when I start a line 10 times in a row. And it's like, how many times am I gonna have to do? Well, that's the joys of remote co-host shows, though, isn't it? You know.
Oh my god.
Speaking of remote co-host shows, I did a quadcast this past week. No one called. It was just me, all by myself.
Well, that's
Didn't
because
even
it was
know
a
you were
excellent.
doing it.
Yeah, this dumb thing keeps beeping at me, but it doesn't say what's going on.
Huh.
It just beeps. There's no notification. Once in a while, I'll see Lulu's name flashing, but that's not coinciding with the beeping. Weird.
Well, does it
Who wrote this
coincide
shit?
with
Hmm.
a millennial?
Yeah.
I do know that sometimes it would make noises for keying up and keying down, like a boop, 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 boop. But that might have to do with your microphone becoming active and inactive. But I don't think I call that a beep. Now, what you could
No, this is a tone. It's a beep, 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 and it's 3, like somebody's in trouble.
Oh, well,
That's your headphones.
that's probably your headset letting you know that the battery's charging or something like that. Or that the battery needs to be charged. Well, at least we know he's using the right microphone.
You got me. You got me.
Yes! Mookie
Well,
writes...
and I do see. I'll watch it again. I think the audio in flips when it. No, it doesn't.
No, you're good.
I
You're
have
good.
no
It's your
idea what it
headphones. It's your headset, dude.
M-
It's
Mo-
your headset.
Mookie writes in. Mookie writes in. There, try to figure that
Mookie.
one out.
I think I once had a cat named Mookie.
Oh. Is it dead?
Yes.
Meanwhile, iSheet sent me a link to click.
You do realize you just said, I shit.
No, iSheet.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Mookie writes in, he needs to put a spider on that headset mic. No, it's okay. Is it still beeping at you?
Well, I just moved the charger. I don't think that charger's working or something, but I move it to another USB port, and it doesn't seem to be beeping anymore.
Okay, that's a
So I
good
think
sign.
I finally won. And so Lulu, you were right. It was the headphones.
There we go. Good call,
Are they
Lulu.
Logitech?
Yeah, and they haven't been charged in a long time. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's your headset.
There we go.
Yes, it was my headset.
Mystery solved. So, anyways, I forget. Did I
I
talk?
had a pillow that beat once.
Did I talk about my shattered 78s on our last show, or did that occur between the last?
I saw.
Oh, that
this.
was sad.
That was very, very sad. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about an idiot running a record store that has no idea what the fuck she's doing. So I actually it all started with Quad because about a month or so ago, a batch of classical Quad releases came out on SACD, and one of the releases that came out was a Ormandy conducting Shostakovich's Fifth Symphony that got a Quad mix back in the 70s. And Shostakovich's Fifth Symphony is one of my favorite symphonies, and because symphonic band freshman year of college played the fourth movement of Shostakovich's Fifth Symphony in our concert, and so I always like that piece. Yeah, ba bum bum ba ba da da da. I mean, it's
You
a
could
classic.
actually play a clip for us.
I could play a clip for you. Unfortunately, I don't have a clip of my college performance of that because that tape is lost somewhere in.
Well, you've got the professional one. You could just play a little clip.
Yeah, we could pull up some clips of that. So let me go to my classical collection here. Let me bring up. Now I don't have the SACD ripped, but I do have a performance of that being conducted by Bernstein.
Well, Team Talk isn't Quad anyway, right?
No, it's not. So there we go.
Oh, the timpani guy is going to town.
But it's a great piece of music. And apparently
Amazing that John Williams didn't rip it off for Star Wars.
he may have. There
was a guy that was going on and on in this forum about how John Williams would rip off anything. And most of there are a lot of pieces identified in the Star Wars music and other music that's actually written by somebody else.
Or inspired or influenced by. It's there's a lot of gray area.
Of course there is.
He hasn't gotten sued.
Like if you play a sequence of C, F, and G, you're ripping off a lot of people.
And we got a call coming in. No, okay. So
Nope, I hung up on him.
Oh, nice. Well, story has it that basically Shostakovich, if back in those days, being a Russian artist, if Stalin didn't like your art, that was not good. And so the story has it Shostakovich basically postponed and put aside his Fourth Symphony and composed the most Russian-sounding symphony he could for the Fifth Symphony, and Joseph Stalin liked it, and so he was allowed to continue living. And so that's the gist of the story, but it's still a great symphony.
And that's how we didn't get an unfinished symphony.
He finished all of his. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
He made it.
Unlike poor Schubert, what the hell did he do wrong?
He just didn't finish it, and there are a lot of.
Yeah, right.
Well,
he missed the deadline.
Well, who knows? There might have been drafts of something. Any composer that keeps composing things is going to leave something unfinished at the end of their life. Because you're always working on something while finishing something else.
His patron pulled the plug on his money.
I mean, Mahler finished his Ninth Symphony, but never heard it premiered, and was still working on his 10th, and that left that unfinished. But the sketches were finished enough that a performing version was able to be made of that. But that's Mahler. We're talking about Shostakovich. And
yes.
So buying this Quad SACD as Shostakovich Fifth had me thinking, like, gee, I should look into other performances, because Shostakovich composed this symphony in 1937, 38, around there. Music was being recorded back then. So it would be possible to buy a recording of this symphony that was recorded when it was new. And I think that's really cool to hear classical music performed close to the time it was composed, although technically this wouldn't be classical.
And it could have
classical.
come out on player piano rolls.
Well, there is that.
Probably not.
I don't know.
If there were some piano concertos.
Right. Certain piano pieces could. And so, anyways, sure enough, there were 78 sets released back then of Shostakovich's Fifth Symphony. And so I went to Discogs.com to see if anyone had one listed for sale. Because the thing about classical 78s is no one really wants them, so they sell for real cheap. So sure enough, someone had a set of Shostakovich Fifth on 78s that they only wanted like $20 for, including shipping. And so I PayPal the $20, and I assume that someone that's selling records on Discogs.com to ship them has, like, you know, boxes and shipping materials and knows how to ship them.
And understands that the guy that drives the UPS truck or FedEx or whoever they're using is going to damn drop the thing at least a dozen feet.
These boxes are getting tossed, stacked, things put on top of them. So, what arrives on my front step? A box that is significantly larger than the set of 78s. One sheet of bubble wrap wrapped around the album that held the 78s. One thin sheet of the small bubble wrap wrapped around, big pocket of air in a used Amazon box that has been crushed at this point from other boxes being stacked on top of it, because that's what you do when you put boxes in the truck. Of course weight was going to be put on this box. And you could hear the shards of shellac rattling around in the box as you picked it up. And it's like, oh, God, when am I ever going to find another one of these? And so I sent one of the rudest emails I ever sent, and I was justified in it, and I feel good about that email. And, you know, I think a good email is an email that opens with the line, "Congratulations on meticulously destroying a piece of music history." I thought that was a great opening line, personally. Because, you know what? If you're going to be that stupid, you should get bitched at. You should. And I proceeded.
And I agree.
When
I
I
agree.
worked at Radio Shack, I had a bunch of items to go to the repair facility for customers, and when they came back, they were all banged up because the repair place just threw them all in a box with almost nothing between them, and so they got just banged together. So I called the guy, says, "Hey, we can't do this, you know, because I'm going to have to replace this to the customer."
Right. This is bullshit. But, so, yeah, I sent an angry email, and I berated her because this is someone who needs to know better and needs to be told, hey, you fucked up. Don't do that. And I then proceeded to basically lay into her, would you have sent a set of fine china like that? Taken fine breakable plates, wrap them in a thin layer of bubble wrap, throw them in a much larger box with plenty of space, and let them all rattle around? I don't think you would, because you know they get broken. Why would you do that to these records? And I basically said, you're going to have to send me a refund and refund for shipping and everything too. And if you want, you could also send me money for shipping and I'll send you back the shards. And she wrote back, berating me for sending such a rude email and saying that you'll get your refund, but not until you send me back the records at your expense. And then after you send them back, I'll refund you and the shipping for you sending them back.
What?
You wanted broken records that are old, that are useless?
Well, she wanted to be bitch back to me, basically. Because it was going to cost her more money to do this, but she wanted to inconvenience me. And then 5 minutes later, she said, okay, now that I got it off my chest, I'll just refund you.
Oh, so she changed her mind.
She wanted to be mad at me and make her point, and then she made the smart business decision and just gave me the money back. And I replied back and I said, look, yeah, I am pissed about this. Well, she also ridiculed me while you... Oh, is it beeping again? She
No. I I'm trying to figure the easy way to mute my microphone in case I sneeze or something.
Oh, I see.
I don't see that on the team talk.
Yeah, there's
thing.
a thing called enable voice activation. It's 3 squiggly lines up top, right under me. It's under the
Well,
thing
you-
Oh, so
called
you
mute.
click that.
You're muted now.
Yeah.
We see your
You
mouth
click
moving.
that, and then you enable it again.
Yeah, I got
You
that.
just
There we
okay,
go.
Yeah,
that's the
you
easy
just-
way.
you just
So-
I mean, I
hover
could
over
just
it.
reach over and click the button. That's,
She- Well, now you're muted. And
no, I'm not muted.
yay. So she also ridiculed me for comparing dusty old records to Fine China. And so I wrote back basically explaining, look it, the comparison was meant to convey how breakable they are. And, and I explained, look it, I'm pissed. But also, if you're going to be selling these materials, you should know how to handle them properly. Otherwise, if this is such a problem for you that you can't ship them properly, please don't sell them. Either do it right or don't do it, This isn't rocket science.
We have like 3. Why do I have an echo?
I don't know. Five Hit Dune has a question.
Yes.
Well, we're waiting for him to type it in.
Oh, okay.
But we are waiting question.
So I have some sets of fine china that was my mom's. She got it from her mother or my grandfather. We have like 3 sets, and we're not going to use them.
Uh-huh.
And we would sell them on eBay or whatever, but we don't want to bother with shipping because we know that they'd be broken. And they're not. It's not like they're full sets,
Right.
Now, like 7 pieces is not a full set.
Well, there are people that incomplete sets are good to sell to people that have incomplete sets that need the missing part to complete their set.
There's this.
Someone like Nick would know all about that.
Yeah, and he told me there is a site that are pieces and parts, but again, we don't want to bother with that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
we shipped a crystal bowl from Connecticut, and when it arrived, we thought it was well packed, but it wasn't. It was shattered into pieces.
So Dune's question is, has she accepted Jesus Christ? If not, there's a website for that. Maybe she likes visitors that ride bikes. I don't know.
Who is he talking about?
No! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! My mom decided to go on a spiritual trip again and decided to invite those motherfuckers to the house.
Oh.
Now they won't leave us alone.
Oh, we're talking about
Fucking bitch!
the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is what we're talking about there, aka the Mormons.
They decided to press their way up into our side yard next to where my camper is while we're chopping wood, and our fucking dogs went berserk because they actually came up to the fucking fence. Our dogs almost went through the fence after them, and we had to stop the chainsaw. My mom's like, "Yeah, can you guys actually call before coming here so we can put the fucking dogs up? 'Cause they'll eat you."
So
Well, that wouldn't be a problem, though, would it?
No, because there's a no trespassing sign at the first tree and the tree next to my camper. It's like,
But if the
you're
dogs
not
ate them, that would not be a problem.
Exactly.
That's good
but
eating.
Still.
but
But then you have to clean up the mess,
Well,
and there's all the
yeah.
paperwork involved.
Mormons bleed,
Oh my God.
That's so anyways, yeah, that was my experience again buying 70 and now she calmed down because once I explained look I'm pissed, but I also am concerned about the way you're shipping records because this is going to keep happening. You keep doing it like this. And she wrote back, she's like, well, it's so difficult to send the large albums. It's hard to find a box that's big enough. I've sent them in the past and they haven't broken. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a damn lie unless you put them in a box and deliver them next door. I mean, it's
Well, sometimes you get lucky.
maybe
You just have to do a little bit better job at it.
yeah.
Right?
So it's I don't. Well, the thing is I can't find another set now, and it's well. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that sucks.
so that's one. So that brings us to the topic of the week, because this week's topic is bringing in the new year with class. And what is classier than classical music? So what are some of your favorite classical selections? And you could all write in the chat room. And Brian, we could start with you, because I'm sure you got quite a large classical collection that you've amassed over the years, hanging out with Beethoven and
Well,
Mozart.
I haven't bought any in a long time, but I have a set of the Beethoven symphonies from the Deutsche Grammophon with, what's his name?
A lot of people have conducted.
But these are a German symphony. I forget which symphony it is.
Berlin,
with a famous conductor that did them
there's
back in the 60s.
There's a lot of famous conductors.
Of course.
I'm sorry, Brian. This is amusing. How
Well,
big
I
it
haven't pulled them out in a long time, so I forget.
that famous conductor over in that country with that symphony.
Well, it was German.
Okay, all right. Let's. Well, you know what? We'll Google it. We'll Google it. German Beethoven Deutsche Grammophon conductor. Yeah, we'll do that. I got to put an N at the end of Beethoven, or the search isn't going to work. And that comes up with let's see, Deutsche Grammophon, classical music label since 1898. Deutsche Grammophon artists. You see, it really picked up on the Deutsche Grammophon.
Since 1898?
Yeah.
So they were doing player piano rolls.
Probably. Let's read on that. Oh, well, that's Deutsche Grammophon's actual website, so I don't... oh, here we go. DG history. Let's see. We have to scroll back in the timeline because it starts with current day. Let's see. Here we go. 1897, 1909. The Deutsche Grammophon goes back as far as the birth of recording itself. Let's see. 1897. Emil Berliner receives a patent for his new invention, the gramophone and the flat gramophone disc. 1898, Deutsche Grammophon Gesellschaft MBH is founded on 6th of December. 1902, in Milan, the acclaimed tenor Enrico Caruso records 10 arias for the company. So this is going back into the early days of recording, from experimental to early acoustic recordings, such as Caruso. I have a bunch of Caruso.
Where did Caruso live?
Well, he lived into the early 1900s, apparently. Let's Google that. Because I do know he made recordings, because I have a bunch of 78s of his recordings that someone was throwing out, and I couldn't bear to see going in the trash, even though I hate opera. But let's see, he was born in 1873 and died in 1921, age 48.
Enrico Caruso?
Yes.
Wow. I thought he was more recent than that. What do I know about opera? Nothing. We should have Nick on this thing, because he would tell us all about it.
Well, he'd start telling us the plot of Madame Butterfly. But that's
exactly.
He had that CD in the car for 3 of the 8 years I lived in California. So
What is the plot? You can never understand opera anyway.
Well, some operas have subtitles now. Like at the theater, they'll put subtitles up on the stage. That helps. But let's see. It could be Carlos Kleber. He was a German-born Austrian conductor who is widely regarded as being among the greatest conductors of all time. So maybe Carlos Kleber?
No.
He was born Karl Ludwig Bonifacius Kleber in Berlin in 1930. Now, that is a name right there. Now, you know that guy is going to grow up to be a conductor if you put Ludwig in his name. I mean...
Of course.
Of course.
His
This is some real classical
parents sent him in
music.
that direction.
I mean, if my parents named me Johnny Ludwig Gators, I'd be, in front of a symphony right now. but
Right.
who's gonna hire someone with the middle name of Francis to conduct a symphony? I don't think so. That just don't work, you know. Mookie,
That's some real classical music.
Mookie writes in, Gus the conductor. Let's just call him Gus.
Francis, huh? Got any bacon?
It's a family name. Anyways, Karajan. Karajan maybe is the one you're talking about. If I'm pronouncing that right.
How's it spelled?
Karajan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you did butcher the pronunciation.
Karahan?
But I'm not German, so I'm not going to complain.
Well, you got to sound like you're cursing someone out when you say it. Karahan! There we go. I think I got the inflection right that time.
No,
Yeah, and almost like you have to spit.
anyway.
I think I did spit a little on that. All right. So, anyways, we've determined. So Brian's extent of classical listening is Beethoven symphonies.
Yes.
No.
I have a few others, but that's my favorite.
Okay. All right. Those are fairly standard. No Shostakovich then.
Negative.
No Mahler.
I think I have that one famous unfinished.
That would be Schubert.
Yeah.
Schubert's unfinished.
And you know these.
Well, I was required to take 2 semesters of music history, which, let me tell you, D equals diploma. So, yeah. There's a lot more I don't know than what I do know.
I did take one music history class. You know, the nerds took the music history class, and the regular people took the music appreciation class. To me, that was for nitwits.
Yeah. Yeah, they had...
but it was a good class, and I can't remember the grade I got, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, well,
'Cause I really got into it.
I hated I hate classes that are taught like a history class. I mean, the way a history class is taught is just a lot of memorizing names and dates and being...
Did you guys do the needle drop?
Yes, and I sucked at that because, I mean, it all...
Seriously?
I like some classes.
You're actually quite good at that. I mean, I'm sure I could play just a clip of something and you'd recognize it right off.
Well, yeah, but not classical because it all sounds like, you know, about 70 to 80% of classical music all just sounds like some kind of a string arrangement to me. I mean, really, I am. Maybe it was. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that I like, but there's a lot that I don't care about. You know, I'm
Berlin Philharmonic. That's what it was.
Okay. That
So
makes sense.
actually, I got this website that talks about the top 10 best of the Herb von Karajan 10 great recordings.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
Beethoven's Ninth, good.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
The conductor that I really like. And a Richard Strauss,
Yeah.
the spaghetti something or other. That's my rough translation from German. I don't think it's spaghetti. Sprachen something or other.
Okay.
They have to give you the title in German. Puccini's La Boheme, which I have none of these other than the Beethoven. Wagner's Der Ring, Der Finger, Der Middle Finger.
Der Ring. Der Ring, Der Finger.
Mendelssohn's Symphonies 3 and 4. Again, I don't know that. Mozart Requiem. Oh, yes. I have been beaten to death with Mozart Requiems.
Yeah. I don't know. I find a
Beaten
lot.
to death. And nobody laughs. So Prokofiev Symphony number 9. Hey, it's number 5.
Yeah.
It's a Fifth Symphony, just not the right one.
Just not the right fifth. Not the right Fifth Symphony. No, yeah,
And non-great privilege does the simply number 9. That's better.
I don't know. Revolution number 9 was interesting, but
Yes. Yes. Very good, very good. Now this one is a Mendelssohn / Bruch, okay?
Okay.
Violin concerto. So I guess it's a mixture of the two. So I had a band director. His name was Birch. And he would say in class, all of the great composers' names start with B. So Beethoven, Bruckner, the list goes on and on.
Brahms.
It was funny.
Baller, Mozart.
Sure. I mean, it goes on and on,
Blitz.
It's like, yeah, okay, but I don't think he composed anything.
Debussy.
Otherwise, we would know his name. But I like the guy.
Bostakovich. Yeah, they all start with B.
Actually, recently, my brother told me that he took a guitar lesson from this guy. It's like, when did that happen? I never knew that.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah. It's like, I can't even imagine when that happened.
Mookie right again. My music history goes all the way back to Mac Davis. Is Mac Davis classical?
Classic jazz. Classic jazz. Very, very close.
Very close. Mac Davis was more
You guys keep
countryish.
talking, so
Well,
I'm
Lulu,
just gonna shut up.
do you have any classical favorites?
Yeah, I sent to YouTube.
Oh, well, we'll go ahead and pull that up while Mookie talks about playing Revolution number 9 backwards. So we'll come over here and turn on a Dead Man and click on this link. Oh, here we go. We got...
Oh, you're right. He is more country music, so it's country classic.
Yeah.
Born in 42, so if he's still alive, he's an old guy, yeah? 77 years old.
The only one I remember
He
was...
is probably almost as old as Hennessy.
Спросила меня, будешь ли ты со мной до конца времен, пока смерть не разлучит нас.
Now, you know that's classical with an introduction like that. I like the orchestration here. We got banjo and accordion.
So, by the way, Mac Davis has had his own TV show on NBC, which I don't remember.
I just remember on a KTEL tape I had that had "Baby, Baby, Don't Get Hooked on Me" on it. That's the only thing I could say about that.
And he also hosted, this is even more important, in 1980 he hosted an episode of The Muppet Show. Baby, Don't Get Hooked on Me.
Baby, Don't Get Hooked on Me. Yeah, that's the one
And
I
it's
remember.
hard to be humble. I believe in music.
Yeah, he did write that song, which originally had the line, God loves it when you sing, which then Gallery replaced to Tell Me What You See.
In 1983, he appeared in the movie The Sting 2, the sequel that nobody watched.
There was a Sting too?
Exactly. I didn't watch it either. Wow, I cannot remember that at all.
Well, it makes sense. Everything that's, commercially successful typically has a follow-up or a sequel.
Right.
And usually it's...
Oh, and he served as the balladeer on a 2000 television, The Dukes of Hazzard in Hollywood, replacing Don Williams.
The Dukes
awesome.
of Hazzard in
Dukes
Hollywood.
of Hazzard.
In Hollywood.
Yes.
Oh
my God.
Wow. That sounds terrific.
Wait a minute. And he also replaced Waylon Jennings, who narrated the original series. Waylon Jennings narrated that show?
That makes sense.
God.
I can see that.
No, I didn't know that. I never would have thought. But see, I've never been into country stuff, and You know, hey,
That reminds me
you
of
know the thing that's inaccurate about the Dukes of Hazzard, okay,
yeah.
other than the flying cars that was ridiculous, and they all come out okay instead of turning into trash heaps. Everybody on this set had teeth. That's not authentic.
No, that's that was done for the audience though. This is quite an interesting Rammstein cover though. I would not have guessed this is a Rammstein song.
I was about to say.
I thought this was really interesting.
It is. And
It is cool.
And these guys are having fun.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, this is how
They
you have
have-
fun.
They have their own YouTube channel, their own Facebook. They're pretty out there.
And who are these guys called again?
Dobranach, which I'm probably butchering the name of that. We're gonna have to go ahead and throw the YouTube link on the Twitch. As soon as I pull that link up. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and tweet the link to their YouTube channel right now. So if you're following at Johnny Gators on the Twitter, you can see that. We'll also throw that in the chat rooms so that if you're watching right now, you can grab those. So there we go. We're tweeting that there. There we go. Mookie also writes in, Mac Davis wrote the Elvis hit in the ghetto. And then he also points out there is only one thing inaccurate about the Dukes of Hazzard.
Well, I made some disclaimers already.
Other than the other inaccuracies, there's only one thing.
Yeah, but that's pretty much.
That was the thing that bothered you. It kind of like how.
Well, no, not bothered. I'm not bothered at all. I mean, hey, I was.
It's
I'm
kind of
totally
like
into them.
It's kind of like Star Trek. I can buy the premise of just about most of the series except for one thing. There is no way they have a audio video conferencing that works without flaw with several other alien audio video technologies. At some point, someone needs to call an IT guy in there to get the conference call going. I'm just not buying this
Well,
on
at least
screen,
in the original,
off screen.
they had Scotty and Uhura. They could do anything.
Right.
Right?
All right, I guess you got a little point there, but it was still way too easy. There's no way that video conferencing technology could be that flawless between multiple technologies, alien races that we've never met before, and we just bring them up on screen and communicate. Really? We can't even get a phone call in a conference room to go
Translator
through.
was really good by the time Kirk came along.
It's a universal. Wookie writing in is a universal translator, and it's perfect. I don't buy it.
Now, during the Enterprise series, it wasn't working that well. So Yoshi had to figure it out. Yoshi?
Okay, I've not watched that series yet, so
Whatever her name
so
is.
no spoilers.
No, that's one of the characters.
What the hell?
Wookie wants me to take back my vile accusation. No, I don't buy it. I do not buy that premise of how well the video conferencing technology works. The rest of it I can buy. Going in outer space to have sex with green women, I get that. But the audio, the video conferencing, that's where I draw the line.
Gators.
Yes.
Quick classical question.
Okay.
Did Mozart compose Green Sleeves?
No.
What?
That's what I
Green
thought.
Sleeves.
I think that's a like one of those uncredited traditional tunes, maybe.
English folk song.
Yeah.
Then what the hell is it doing in my classical folder?
Well, just because it's not composed by Beethoven doesn't mean it's not classical.
Registered by Richard Jones of the London Stationers Company in September 1580. Just because it's old doesn't make it
1580?
classical.
No,
Then why is
just
Mozart's
old.
name on it?
why is it named Mozart? Because someone labeled the file that just thinks all classical music is by Mozart or Beethoven.
I
Right.
guess so. I got a lot of wrong things.
Was Mars visiting you?
Oh, burn!
Oh wow!
Sorry, if he's listening, I am so sorry. You know, you have to say something sometimes, and sometimes you kind of, oops, cut it close.
Mookie,
Cut it out.
Feed me a little shop of horrors. Oh, this folder's got to be redone.
Mookie writes in the Next Generation episode, Darmok, the universal translator does not work. Oh, I will have to, maybe I haven't gotten that episode yet, or maybe I've forgotten it.
Oh, that Next Generation? Yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah, that's right.
It's not coming to
We're trying to
mind.
figure out what the heck are these people saying.
Okay, I haven't gotten to that episode yet. No spoilers.
It's a wild one.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remember that Worf, he is not a merry man.
I am not a merry man.
No, he is not. But he knows good tea when he has good tea.
Good tea. Nice house.
Good tea.
And he hates Scissor Hall.
Those are my only Worf isolations. So I'll just have to play tab isolations instead.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
Bullshit. Anyways,
No, it's not.
Venison's labeling of green sleeves is total bullshit.
This is bullshit.
I agree.
Filing.
And
Filing.
Yeah, bullshit filing. And Brian having an Asian wife.
Oh, this is bullshit.
Exactly.
Or is it?
There we go.
No, he only took
It's a
one
mystery.
Asian chick picture and it was her.
And Mookie writing in prune juice, warrior's drink. Yes, Worf does love prune juice.
My lord be.
Anyways, so yeah, I guess my classical favorites would be, like I mentioned, the Shostakovich Fifth. I particularly like. I do have a box of the Beethoven symphonies in quad, of course. I you know what? I have to say, gonna go with a controversial opinion here. And I know, just brace yourself. I'm sure we're gonna get lots of guests on this one. I prefer Beethoven's third to his fifth.
I prefer a ninth.
Well, oh yeah,
Oh boy.
with certainly the ninth is the best, but I prefer the third to the fifth. I just
No, that's cool. That's cool.
that's cool. We could still be friends. I could deal with that. I could deal with you.
That's right.
You,
Well, that's why I
you
bought
still
the
like the
whole
ninth
set.
better.
Short,
That's why I bought the whole set, so I could kind of figure out which ones I really kind of like them all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They all have their place. But I mean, the fifth I kind of feel like is a bit overplayed at this point. You know, it's kind of like, you know, what is it like? The fifth is like Led Zeppelin 4. Yeah, it's great. It's a classic, but you've heard it how many times now? But whereas you pull out Led Zeppelin Presence, sure, it didn't like do as well, and it isn't like critically considered as good of an album, but you're not burned out on it.
I guess.
I can now listen to Stairway to Heaven because it was played so much. I couldn't listen to that for years. but now I'm okay with it.
Now you can
I
just
still can't listen to it. My mom beat it like a dead horse.
Well, when I was in college, there was a radio station that would play it at midnight, and we would always put it on.
and,
So that's why I got sick of it.
well, actually, I'm gonna take the controversial view of I prefer Led Zeppelin 3 to Led Zeppelin 4.
Bitch.
Oh, come on, Immigrant Song all the way. Why listen to Stairway to Heaven when you could be listening to Immigrant Song?
I should just fly over to Massachusetts without you knowing and just come up to your house and punch you in the fucking stomach.
I'm sorry. You prefer 2.
I went to a party once. Oh, this was in New Jersey
Okay.
in the early 70s, and this was just what I've never been to a party like this.
We know how to party in Jersey.
I guess. Which brings up another topic I want to do in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
And they were playing Led Zeppelin 1.
Okay. Classic.
And that's where I really got into Led Zeppelin 1. It's like,
Yeah.
you got to hear that at a party.
Boom, boom. Yeah. There. That'll do it. That'll get a party started.
Yep.
And
And it kept going. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff they were playing.
I mean, that was a cheap album to make and a classic. They
Oh, totally, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't need a big budget to.
That's
rock
right.
out.
They took an old photo of the airship
The Hindenburg.
on fire
Yeah.
because they were on fire, man.
Well, well, I mean, the name of the band was based on the thought that they were going to fail for sure, because it was the Yardbirds had split up, but there were still some obligations or some concerts that they still had to do. And so Jimmy Page grabbed some friends, threw together a band just to kind of fulfill these obligations. And they figured, well, this is going to go over like a lead balloon. So that was kind of the whole point of the band name Led Zeppelin was that they were going to suck and fail.
So
And,
let's pay tribute to the Nazis, right?
that's not what it was about, really.
We're
but,
kind of over it by now, right?
Oh. You would bring up that reference.
whatever.
Well, we were watching Hogan's Heroes back then, so making fun of Nazis was okay.
It was okay. It was, those war prisoners had a fun old time, and
Right. And they were ranking on how the German technology was crappy, even though, let's see, jet aircraft, that was German. Yeah, that was crappy.
audio
the cars
tape.
from Germany are crappy. Yeah, who would want to drive a Mercedes? It's crappy.
It was the Nazis.
Or a Beamer or an Audi.
And it
Who
was,
would want that?
and it was
I'd rather have a Ford station wagon than any of those.
hey,
Watkins were happy.
you watch your mouth there. I'll have you know that the Ford
See, I got
station
that
wagon.
slight dig in on Johnny on
The
his
Ford station wagon is a fine vehicle with plenty of room. You know what I
When that Ford Taurus station wagon came out, it had hit the top of the list of the ugliest cars that were available.
you know what? A few weeks ago, my 42-inch Vizio TV died after 10 years of faithful service. And so I took it down off the wall. I went to Best Buy. I flipped a few buttons. I drove my Ford Taurus wagon out to the Best Buy, drove right up to the front door. A few guys came out the front door, loaded a 65-inch TV right into the back, no problem, slid right in, closed the door, tapped it twice. I drove off. You could do that with your
Of course,
Beamer.
any modern SUV that everybody drives would be able to do that as
You
well.
ain't talking about SUVs, though. You're talking about stuff that's more sporty, I think.
Okay, we can end the argument. So let's talk about comedy. We all like comedy.
We all
right?
like comedy. We like comedy.
So I've been trying to work up this comedy idea. Okay, because I've been watching the Marvelous Miss Maisel, and so that's all about comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and it's based in New York City, and you kind of go, okay, so let me remember, what are the 6 boroughs of New York City?
Okay.
Okay, there's only 5.
Well,
Manhattan,
Manhattan. Okay.
Staten Island,
Right.
Brooklyn,
Yeah.
the Bronx,
Okay.
and Queens.
Right.
Right.
And
but
Kings.
I said 6 because you have to include Hoboken. See, I got to laugh. Yes, that could be a joke. If it's
Okay,
well developed.
that could be a joke.
You gotta laugh at Gators.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was thinking
I'll
of
give you that one.
of including Newark, but when you look at the map,
Hoboken.
Newark is actually away from the river a little bit, and Hoboken is against the river.
And no one wants Newark. True.
I mean, and Newark isn't as funny as Hoboken. I mean, Hoboken is
No.
just funny on its own. You could just saying there, I'm going to tell a joke that's a one-word joke. Hoboken.
Yeah, a Hoboken that works, but Newark,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
you know, well, Hoboken's in New Jersey, so it's not a borough
Yes.
of New York.
I was
but
thinking
it's right
maybe
across
there
the
would
river.
be another one
So
that would be
Actually,
in
Bugs
Connecticut.
Bunny made a joke about that.
You're kidding. I stole Bugs Bunny's joke?
Yeah, kind of. It's a little
My.
penguin.
I didn't mean to do that.
Abuki writes in, "Ban yourself immediately." Me or him. Who do you?
So I was thinking of like Bridgeport, Connecticut, or
Okay. All right.
or Danbury, or one of them that's close to New York. But Connecticut actually doesn't come up against New York City.
No.
So so that joke wouldn't even work.
No, that would not
like, wait a
work.
minute.
Jersey works though.
Yeah,
you-
right. I mean, it's right across the river.
Yeah.
Come on, you forgot
You can throw a
about
stone and
forgotten
hit
part.
Hoboken.
I mean, when you're
Yonkers.
playing Grand Theft Auto 4, which takes place in Liberty City, there's actually a port which is not supposed to literally be New York City, but the map's laid out like New York City, and part of the map does include like a section that would be in New Jersey. So, generally sections of New Jersey are kind of part of that New York City area, but they're not. They're just it's just
God.
across the border.
Everybody forgets Yonkers.
Oh, there you go. Venison just fixed your joke. There, go with Yonkers.
I was looking at Yonkers and I kind of go, I don't think that's funny.
I don't know. That sounds pretty funny, though. Yonkers is kind of a
Yeah.
funny word when you think of it. It sounds kind of like honkers, but they're Yonkers,
Oh, okay. That's if your comedy routine is of dirty jokes.
Well, have you been listening to the show,
Because
Brian?
Hoboken can be clean.
I don't think you've been to Hoboken, Brian.
But people don't know that. People
Hoboken.
just know that it's funny.
I'm dying.
Now, what I'd like to see is this comedy routine where the person imitates the accents from all of the New York boroughs.
Okay,
That could be funny.
that could be funny.
And then maybe have 2 guys and they would argue with these different accents. Oh, no, you're an idiot. You're from Queens. But you'd have to know about, and I don't know that much
I don't
about
think we know enough to.
the different boroughs.
We don't know enough to laugh about that, but
Yeah, we are not New Yorkers.
we're not. But maybe Mookie is. I don't know because he's calling for someone to be banned. Trying to figure out if we offended him putting down if it was comments about Hoboken or comments about Newark that put him. Maybe we got a Newark native.
All I know, the parts of New Jersey I went through to see venison is fucking trash.
Well, you did fly into Newark
What?
International Airport, so And then
I flew into LaGuardia and I
Oh.
flew into.
I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry too. It smelled like ass over there.
It's New York.
There's an ongoing
I
debate
flew-
where the smell's coming from.
It could be the chemical plants.
I've been to LaGuardia and I've been to, I believe, JFK.
Okay.
The thing about going to JFK or LAX is the plane lands and then you're going to drive the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There is
Will
that.
you ever? Will you ever?
What?
But yeah, the areas of New Jersey I went to and through to get to Venison's was absolute trash.
Well, let's take a look at a map of Jersey and figure out what areas you would have driven through. So we're gonna.
No, I didn't drive. I took the train.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I took the train out to where he was.
That's
I'm
right.
not saying
You could get
I'm
it.
not saying his particular area was trash. I'm just saying on the way there it was trash.
Well, I mean that tends to be how
Up to Elizabeth, yeah.
that tends to be how train lines work. They I don't know if it's that the train lines run through the areas that are trash or the trash come to live where the train line is. Wait, I live near a train line.
When we lived in Houston,
She went through Newark and she went through Elizabeth. Then I can see her point. Once she got past Elizabeth, everything turned nice.
I don't know, Linden, Rahway, Metuchen.
The touching. That's
when
a weird.
Oh, wait, no,
when I
you'd
worked
be
for
taking the
this
Round
outfit
Valley
in
line.
Connecticut, there was an office in Maui, and it seemed to be okay.
No, I don't know. Let's see, Venison. Once you get out of Elizabeth, you're going through Roselle Park and Cranford and Garwood.
Yeah, rich places.
Garwood?
Well, it's only 2 blocks, but hey.
That was rich.
That
was
so when
rich.
I lived
You've
in
never seen
Houston,
the
we
Bay Area, dude.
we brought in a contractor, and the first thing the contractor says, "Yeah, you guys have a nice place because you're far enough away from the commuter lines.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
the trains,
Lulu,
whatever, or
you're
buses.
looking-
You know,
You're looking on the wrong
Because
side
if
of
you
the
live
track.
close to a bus stop, then you'll be robbed."
This
Yes.
is sad. This is why we can't have nice things. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
And this is why people don't like buses.
Well, it's
Because
because
people on buses smell, I guess.
well, it's also because they're multifunctional. They serve as a bus and a bathroom. And
sleeping quarters.
yeah, that too.
Not here. You know, the buses are
Dude, we
nice
took
and
it down
short.
to Trenton.
Jake writes in, Star Trek was way ahead of its time, just like Don Adams, Get Smart, was with his shoe phone.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know, we could have shoe phones if we wanted shoe phones. But oddly enough, no one's asking for shoe phones.
Here's the problem with the shoe phone is that you kind of go, oh, let me get on the phone. Oh, wait a minute. This pair doesn't have a shoe phone.
It'd be fine in the summer, but do you really want to take your shoe off to take a call in the middle of winter while waiting for the bus out in the...
Okay.
You know, maybe if you put
Again, ahead of his time.
if you put a phone holster that goes around your shoe, and then you just slid it out of the holster, that'd be like a shoe phone, wouldn't it?
Oh, wait.
Have you seen that recent Sling TV where the woman's on the couch and announced to her husband, I'm on couch arrest, and pulls up her pant leg, and there's a garage door opener taped to her leg?
I'm not
It's
seeing
hilarious.
that.
Yeah, that's pretty new.
Okay.
That sounds
Hey,
amazing.
wait a minute. Back in the 60s, I think they did make something with that. You know, what is a shoe phone? What is a shoe walkie-talkie for the kids?
I could see that. You know, maybe if they made
Of course,
a,
back then they made lawn darts with a sharp point on it.
I have you tried lawn darts?
Well, now you can get them, but they have this big rubber end on it,
Can you get
so
can you get vintage
it'll just
lawn,
knock you out.
Can you get vintage lawn darts on eBay? Are those legal? You know what? We're gonna have to
Oh,
look.
I'm sure they're legal, but yeah, can you get them? Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm
Search for that.
I'm eBaying this right now. Let's see. Well, they got the ones that don't have the points. Oh, here we go. Vintage lawn darts, empty box only. Oh, never mind. Vintage lawn darts, game box only.
Yes, because I want it on empty box.
People are
Maybe I can show my sell my 78 records in it.
You'd be surprised at the amount of empty lawn dart boxes that are up on eBay right now. I think the darts are still embedded in. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Safety tip lawn darts, open box, complete, never used. Okay. All right. That's why they're still in the box, because they're not embedded in someone's foot.
Skull.
Well, it depends how good your aim is.
Wow, we had a lot of good dangerous toys back in the 60s.
Oh, these don't have the pointy
God.
tips. These are vintage without the pointy tips. So the pointy tips one are being sold box only. So I'm thinking that those are, big metal sharp point, probably considered a weapon at this point. So maybe that's why people aren't selling them on eBay. But yeah, I am not seeing real old school pointy tipped lawn darts on eBay. So I'm thinking there's, the people are selling only the boxes.
Oh, wow.
It's but the box advertises that is the most exciting outdoor game. The possibility of being killed would certainly add to the excitement.
Yes, right. Hey, call 911. The fire truck goes up, and then buy their calendar.
There you go. Everyone's a winner.
Oh, wow. Just remember this old-time geology set. Oh, set. You get rocks in there with a sample of uranium.
Oh,
Radioactive uranium.
Nice.
little.
That's one way to get rid of your transuranic waste.
Oh, Mookie, give me a tip that I need to be looking for lawn jarts on eBay. Oh yes, you know what? These boxes I'm looking at, they do say jarts, but I'm gonna actually search lawn jarts, see if we can find a. Oh, there they are.
Listen.
There they are. Vintage jarts, lawn game, red blue fins, only with rings, not for play.
Denison.
Not for play. Yes, because I want to buy something I can just stare at.
People are basically selling these, saying, "Please, please, for the love of God, don't use them. Don't use them. Just buy them, look at them, don't
By the way,
use
there
them."
is this new competition that's out there. The group started a couple years ago. Axe throwing.
Oh, that could be fun.
Oh, that's been around for ages.
Yeah, but this is an official group that's doing it, and they have
Oh.
competition, and ESPN is showing it.
Nice.
Yeah, well,
Well, speaking of natural selection and dangers and
natural selection.
with
evolution of man,
anything can
and-
kill you. You just have to be careful.
but
I would
evolution
totally
of
do
man
that.
and back evolution,
Yeah.
Here's an idea, and I was trying to get Venison's attention a little while ago to see what he thinks about this. But if you guys ever heard of the natural nuclear reactor called Oklo, it's found in Central Africa.
natural nuclear reactor in Central Africa.
Named
No.
Oklo. There is a natural nuclear reactor called Oklo. And I was piecing together some things, and while I was stoned and watching documentaries on YouTube, and I kind of came up with a theory that maybe this natural nuclear reactor about 2 million years ago, when it was first started forming, kind of helped with human evolution, because Homo sapiens didn't come around until 1.8 million years ago. What the fuck is that sound?
Venison?
Nope.
What sound?
There is a loud, like, hissing sound from someone's mic.
Well, that's
And it comes and goes.
that's Venison's background noise.
Nope, I don't have any.
So now quit.
It's just someone's background noise. It's no big deal. Yeah, so I do see a fossil natural nuclear fission reactor, a uranium deposit, where self-sustaining nuclear chain reactions have occurred. This is interesting. And you think
Yes.
Ooh.
that was an interesting stone thought, too, that it has some connection to human history.
Yeah. Because
Since
of
we
where it's
started
at,
in Africa. Yeah.
since we started in Africa, and there's been like, you know, splinters of different variations of Homo sapiens. Well, not Homo sapiens, but, you know, Homo erectus variations. But our particular one comes from a eastern branch of Eastern Africa. But if you look at where some areas of these Homo erectus have come from, it's kind of interesting to think that if you follow it back further, like far enough, there could be enough evidence to see that maybe the primal being that we've all splintered off of could have come in contact with the Oklo reactor. Natural reactor.
So is this thing emitting radiation?
Yes, it's still emitting radiation.
And it keeps continues to spread out?
It's not continuously spreading out. I'm looking more into it, but it has it cools itself down with a natural spring that flows underneath the cave to stop it from leaking radiation.
Interesting.
But I want to find out more of it to see, because it's a fossilized area, but because it started around 2 million years ago, I want to see if they have any evidence of it having been spread, if any of the radiation had been spreading out.
Yeah, you'd think if there's water there that could have seeped into the water table, unless the groundwater filters out the radioactive elements.
Yeah, or if that groundwater wasn't there before, and it was spewing out radiation.
Right.
Blossom writing in relation to our picture of Venison that we have, since he has no camera, since we won't allow him on camera since he doesn't wear pants. Writes, that Fanta looks amazing.
That Fanta looks disgusting.
It was amazing.
I've never been a fan of grape soda myself, but Venison likes it.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
We need to get
Ice cream sodas.
We need to get a picture of Lulu token up, is what we need to do for her picture on the. Well, no, we'll have her webcam next week, and then we'll have 3 cameras and 1 picture of a Fanta.
So does the Twitch channel have his picture?
Yeah. Up on the.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I've captured both of our cameras, a still picture of Lulu and the still picture of Venison holding his bottle of grape Fanta. And
So people not on the team
Right.
Doc can see me waving at him.
Right.
Like an idiot.
Twitch and YouTube see both of our cameras and Lulu's and Venison's pictures.
Holy pizza.
Gotcha.
So we're all on the screen.
But
So-
yeah,
Right.
about that Okla reactor and human evolution, I'd love to create a fucking paper about that and see if I can get it published.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're all radioactive mutants.
It could be.
Oh, I thought we were all made
really
of stars.
could be.
Sure.
Well, yeah, like we're all made of some type of, stardust and everything, but imagine if it was that reactor and the mutation of genes and stuff, because radiation does mutate cellular DNA. And it's
Yeah.
been proven through different radiation spills. Chernobyl, Fukushima. I mean,
Yeah.
look what happens.
Sure.
So
Natural.
why can't it be possible that a natural reactor, a fossilized natural reactor that was possibly known to have been active 2 million years ago, produced Homo sapiens?
That's very possible.
Yeah.
Wow.
That blew my mind.
What a thought. It's natural. So that means that, yes, God made us mutants to make human beings.
Well, what is really a mutant and what is really a human being? I mean, who are the mutants and who are the humans?
Right.
Oh, by the way, I have a new ringtone for my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to segue.
Well, we only have like 2 minutes left of the show, and I want to get this last punchline in. So you all remember what my ringtone has been up to this point, right?
Yeah.
Can you
No.
remind us?
Pink.
Okay, just to review, my ringtone up to this point has been a classic tune by the Sanborn Singers from their great album, The Sanborn Singers Sing Out for Free Enterprise, and that would be the Amway song.
What
Oh,
is this
no.
thing called Amway?
Seriously?
Do for you.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, you've heard my phone ring like this.
How do your
Oh my god.
But you have a new one, right?
Yeah, I have
It's
it.
got to be better.
It's got to be
got
better.
to be better.
Okay, you want to hear my new ringtone? All right, here we
Yes.
go. Here's new ringtone right here.
What is this thing?
It's cool, but does it have a proper, frequency range to make it hearable?
I can hear that.
No, but in different situations. I like my ringtone, but if I'm out on the streets, I don't hear it.
Oh, everyone around
And I
you
have it
will
in my
though.
pocket, and I have a vibrate set on, and I don't feel the vibration either. I guess I'm just too intense.
You don't think you're gonna hear? You're not gonna hear that?
Have you seen the latest Peloton ads?
Peloton ads. No.
Where the guy's singing with his other guys, whatever. You know, it's like bad karaoke.
Okay.
You know, I guess they don't like that woman.
I guess.
No.
So no, but Venison seems to approve of the new ringtone.
Yes, although I did like a friend of mine's ringtone better. It would just go, answer the phone. Answer the phone. And get more and more intense. Answer the phone. And
That's
he starts screaming, answer the phone.
well. I remember.
And the frequency goes up, so at some point you can hear it,
Well,
depending on the situation.
Brian, you remember when Dale had that ringtone of some like kid yelling ring ring, ring ring, ring 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 ring.
No, I don't remember that.
Well, usually you only heard ring, ring, and he picked it up. But one time he left his phone on his desk and walked away, and a call came in. And his phone just keeps
Never
going,
do that.
ring, ring, ring.
That's perfectly obnoxious.
But Venison, can you identify where that ringtone came from?
Banana phone.
No, that's Captain Beefheart. Willie the Pimp.
Oh.
Willie the Pimp on Hot Rats. Remember Hot Rats? Willie the Pimp? Captain Beefheart did the vocals and did that kind of squealing part in it. The Frank Zappa Hot Rat Session box set includes the isolated Captain Beefheart vocal track. So that was totally worth the purchase right there. But anyway.
Listen to that again.
Yeah, well, just ring my phone, you'll hear it. But we do try to be educational here. Mookie's telling me to answer the damn phone. and Ed says, stop buying those deluxe box sets, Skaters. And speaking of deluxe box sets, we got Mars back on the line.
You know what? At least it's not the screamy, scary goats. I hate that thing. It scares the poopies out of me.
That would be my wife's ringtone. We went to we were at Fry's, and you remember there was a ringtone that came out for a while that was the Game of Thrones theme with goat sound effects added in to sing it. It's like bah, 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 bah. Oh, great! That's malfunctioning.
Oops.
Yeah, my board glitched.
Hey, Mars, have you been to a Fry's lately?
Oh,
Mars?
That was a hit and run. He hung up.
Hit and run.
He just wanted to remind us all that my wife also has excellent choices in ringtones. But
right.
We do try to be educational here. So, Brian, what have you learned here tonight?
Well, this whole story that Lulu just had on the natural nuclear reactor is very cool. I wasn't aware of that.
That was very cool. And Lulu, what have you learned tonight?
Not much.
Venison, what have you learned tonight?
I also learned about that reactor, and it worries me. And there was something that you said, but I can't remember now.
And I've learned that I can't wait to get to my funeral because it's going to be strippers. Strippers!
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
But Lulu, you did learn that us old guys still don't know how to use the technology.
Oh yes, I did learn that. You guys built the technology, and now you can't handle it.
That's right. We wrote it for other people to use. We don't know how to use this shit.
We don't. But anyways,
and that's what I would tell. As a programmer, that's what I'd tell people that use my software. I don't know how to use it.
Anyways,
I just wrote it.
You all going to want to hang around over in the Twitch channel, because in the Twitch channel coming up, we're going to send you on over to check out what Ray Rachel is going to paint herself as today. Because Ray Rachel, she's made partner recently. Mookie has learned that the Dukes of Hazzard is good TV.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad to contribute on that.
There you go. Thank you for that contribution there, Brian. But Ray Rachel,
I prefer the Rifleman.
Ray Rachel has been doing an awesome job with the body painting, and she's just done some amazing work. And so she is probably...
That's why she got partnered.
She's probably on cam in paint right now as we speak, and we're going to send you on over there so you can check out how that painting is going. And, give her a little follow and say hi. And we're going to see you over there. Thank you everyone for listening. Good night.
And Chuck Connors as the Rifleman was awesome. I agree.
Totally.
Yes.
I still watch it every day. Well, you could buy a cyclotron also back in the 60s.
Oh, I forgot to type in Ray Rachel in the raid. Thank you, Ox.
Right.
All right, Rachel. There we go. Though, why is it doing? Oh, do I need to do /? Oh, okay. Fail.
See, even younger people don't.
Oh, I thought it was a bang, but it's a slash. I put a bang instead of a slash. All right. Good night, everyone. All right.
Typical.
It's rating now. Trying to close that window so I could actually.
Hello? Hi, Gators.
All right. Well.
Hello. How are you? I hope you had a great stream. You're in for a treat tonight. We're dyeing my hair.
Ooh, dyeing hair.
And.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap up the team talk, but I'll catch you all later.
Joker.
Good night.
Later.
Good night.
Y'all,